You low vibrational Libra Venuses have a fear of being alone. You really do. You like to depend on partnerships to feel whole. But newsflash, you were whole at the beginning of your journey on this earth. You have to master your fear of being alone, because then you don't just allow anyone in your life, you know? When you're so scared of being alone, you really have no standards. You're like, anybody, just as long as I'm not alone. And that is just not the kind of energy you want to lead your life with. You want to be a little bit more picky with who you allow in your life. What's good, you guys? It's your girl Sarah. Today we are back with a Venus sign series. It's Libra season, so Libra Venuses, your time is here. Let's get into it. So obviously, and maybe not so obviously for people that are new to astrology, Venus is actually at home in the sign of Libra, meaning it feels the most comfortable expressing its Venusian energy when it is in Libra and Taurus and also Pisces. But for the purpose of this video, in Libra, really when Venus is in Libra, it can really express its full simp energy without shying away, without feeling judged, without feeling the need to play it cool. Libra Venuses truly do want to express the love that they have, and there is an endless well of love that they have for the people and things that they value in this world. Now, Libra is the sign that is associated with partnerships and beauty and balance and justice. So of course, Libra Venus values relationships more than any other Venus sign. And you're probably thinking, well, in life, don't we all value relationships? Yes, but Libra Venus values relationships so much that they're willing to bend over backwards to make everyone happy, which is a very sweet characteristic that they have, but it can also really hurt Libra Venuses because they will put so much of themselves into said relationships and friendships. And a lot of times they get the short end of the stick because they're so good at compromise, you know? They're constantly thinking about how their lover and friends feel, and they want to make sure that you are feeling happy and fulfilled and at peace. And like I said, they're going to bend backwards to make that happen for you. They're really such giving people when it comes to matters of love. And it's really funny because although Libra isn't a water sign, Libra Venus does have a way of reading you and catching your mood changes as well as a water sign would, really. That's because Libra Venus's main priority is making sure that your relationship is well balanced, that everyone feels happy here. They're constantly making sure everyone is happy here. And it would be a great world if everyone cared that much about their relationships. You know what I mean? If they genuinely were wondering how they made everyone feel, and is everyone still feeling good, and let's check in. It's been 2 days since I've checked in. Is everyone still happy? If people did that, everyone would probably be really happy. But not everyone does that. But Libra Venuses are really good at that. They're so good at keeping a mental note of how everyone's feeling. How are they doing 2 days ago? Should I check in on them? They're really hyper aware of their relationships. And the thing is, if something does feel off, they will check in with you and they will come up with a way to fix your problems and make you happy again. This is, again, like one of my favorite characteristics of Libra Venus is their ability to anticipate people's needs. They remember things about you. You know, when you say, this is what makes me feel safe, this is what makes me happy, when this is done, I feel the most at peace. Libra has a mental checklist of all of these things. As a Libra Venus, you can intuitively know and give exactly what each relationship and friendship needs in order for it to feel balanced. But again, if you have not mastered your Libra Venus energy, this can lead to a lot of people pleasing. And this isn't a hot take. Libra placements in general are known for their people pleasing ways. And that's because, again, they want to maintain the peace so badly. A lot of Libra Venuses will assume that it's their job to fix every problem in relationships and friends. And they can genuinely lose themselves often and easily during this process, you know, because they can work themselves up to like be like, okay, this person needs this, let me do this for them. Oh, this person needs me to be this, so let me become this for them. Like, you're really losing your sense of self, and it is your superpower. You really can mirror people effortlessly, but you also need to learn when it's time to shut that off. You know what I mean? Like, yes, by mirroring them, you make them feel seen. But at the end of the day, like, how were you feeling? You know what I mean? What were you going into this day like? Were you happy, or did you just take on other people's energies, and did you just become what they needed you to be? You know, a lot of Libras need to check in with themselves and figure out what it is that they want and who it is that they are. Genuinely, Libra Venus, you have to sit down with yourself and be in tune with what it is that you bring to the table, what it is that you want in a relationship, who you are in a relationship, who you want to be in a relationship. Otherwise, you will just always shift yourself to become your partner in every relationship. You essentially become what they need you to be, rather than just being yourself. And, you know, it's cheesy, be yourself, but really you have to be yourself for the right person to find you, you know? Otherwise, you're always going to be faking it for people because you're becoming what they need you to be, but that's not authentic to who you are, and you're really wasting your time and the other person's time. Because if you just are yourself, yes, granted, maybe some people will be uncomfortable with that, and not even maybe. Some people won't like you, no matter what. No matter who you are, some people won't like you. So might as well just be who you are, so you attract the right people, you know what I mean, around you, whether that is your partner or your friends. If you're constantly changing to make other people feel happy, you really don't know who you are anymore. And granted, you can find yourself again, but it's going to be such a long process. The longer you do it, the longer you go on in life and you just constantly become what people need you to be, you're going to be down the road 20 years, 10 years from now, and you're going to be like, I don't know who I am anymore. Like, what is it that I liked? What was my hobby? What was my favorite music? You know, and Libra Venuses have a tendency to get lost in that sense. And as we know, Venus is also associated with beauty and fashion and everything aesthetic. And Libra Venus natives are easily some of the most fashionable and beautiful people out there. Truly. This Venus sign loves to indulge and spend money on whatever it is that makes them feel beautiful, makes them feel happy. It's like, if this is what's gonna make me happy, I don't care. It's priceless. You know what I mean? Libra Venus really values aesthetics. They value their environment and the way that it looks. They love to be around people that also value beauty and aesthetics. You know, to them, it's not superficial. To them, it's a way of life. And, you know, we're on this earthly plane, and I'm thinking as a Libra Venus, they're thinking, oh, I'm on this earthly plane to enjoy myself, to experience these things. And if someone's going to judge me for that, then they're not my person. And if you're a Libra Venus and people have made you feel like you're superficial because of how much you value beauty, kick these people out of your life. You know what I mean? That is what makes you feel safe. That is what makes you feel like you can express yourself. You know what I mean? The term look good, feel good was made for Libra Venus. You know, they value lovers that care about their looks and how they are presenting themselves to the world. Libra Venus will not look at you twice if you don't put some sort of effort into your style or vibe or looks, because to them, you know, your initial first impression is something that will last forever. You know, they truly do dress every day in a way that makes them feel the most confident, because again, I always say this about Libra placements, they know they're going to be talking to people a lot. They love to be, you know what I mean? They love to be out and about and socializing and getting to know different types of people. And you really feel your most confident to socialize when you know you look good. Like, that is just a fact. Nobody wants to be out here socializing if they feel like their hair looks a mess or whatever. I don't know. Like, there's a stain on their shirt. Like, you just don't feel confident. And Libra Venus values aesthetics because to them, they always want to be presenting the best version of themselves to the world. And a lot of relationships to them are all about socializing. They want to be out and about with their partners. They want to experience the world together, the external world together. Like, how are we going to vibe off of each other when we're out and about? Because socializing is so important for Libra. So they want to understand how their partners are in a social setting. They want to understand how their friends are in a social setting, because most of the time they're going to be out and about too. So I don't see a Libra Venus being happy with someone that is a homebody. I genuinely don't. And if you are with someone that's a homebody, then you know what I mean? That's amazing for you. They must be totally secure in themselves because they're allowing you to go out and socialize, right? They better be Libra Venus because that is what you want to do in life. So even if you're not with someone that likes to be out and about and socializing, I hope they give you the freedom to be able to do that, because that is when you feel the most fulfilled in life, is when you're out here in these streets. And speaking of being out on these streets, Libra Venus may have a tendency to relationship hop more than other Venus signs. The matter of the fact is, like I said, Libra has the social skills and charm, and this gives them an unparalleled ability to connect with people fast, you know? It's harder for other people to connect so quickly after a relationship. Like, most people need time. Most people are just not in that headspace, like they want to be introverts, but that is quite literally Libra's superpower. You know what I mean? They can connect with anyone. They can connect with a crack on the wall. You know what I mean? They can connect with anyone and anything with the quickness. So Libra Venus, just because you have several options at the end of a relationship, doesn't mean that you should jump in. You know what I mean? And you're not really giving yourself enough time to process what happened. At the end of the day, you are still an air sign. You still need that time to process. Just because your Venus ruled doesn't mean that like you should just let love sweep you off your feet. Like, you need to still think about whether this makes sense. And I think a lot of times when Libra Venuses are heartbroken, they lose themselves in another relationship, and the feelings they had with their previous relationship kind of blends with this one, and it just becomes messy. You know what I mean? So you want to give yourself, your air sign self, enough time to process what really went down in the past relationship. Don't get lost in a new one all because you don't want to deal with the negative feelings, you know what I mean, that comes after a breakup. But that is the thing, and that is the dilemma for Libra Venuses, is that you low vibrational Libra Venuses have a fear of being alone. You really do. You like to depend on partnerships to feel whole. But newsflash, you were whole at the beginning of your journey on this earth. You will always be whole till the end of time on this planet. But it's nice. Listen, it's nice to have partnerships. It's nice to have friends, but you don't need them. You desire them. Well, maybe you do need them. I think it's important to have connections in this life, but it's not like water. You know what I mean? Like, you can go a short period of time or whatever, maybe a few years without a relationship. Or if you have shitty friends, you can be without friends for a while until good people come into your life. But you keep telling yourself, you have this idea that you need people around you at all times. And I think sometimes you guys are scared of where your mind will go if you don't have people around you at all times. But you need to trust yourself more. You need to give yourself more grace. And that will honestly be your biggest lesson in life. Learning to rely on yourself and your own company. You know, that way when a relationship and friendship, again, isn't working, you don't feel pressure to stay in it for the fear of being alone. This is how you really, you know, can protect yourself. You have to master your fear of being alone, because then you don't just allow anyone in your life, you know? When you're so scared of being alone, you really have no standards. You're like, anybody, just as long as I'm not alone. And that is just not the kind of energy you want to lead your life with. You want to be a little bit more picky with who you allow in your life. Another thing with Libra Venuses is it's quite difficult for Libra Venus to take you seriously if you are careless or awkward, you know? And I know that sounds a little mean, but it's the truth, because you will literally stress out Libra Venus, you know, just by your presence alone, if you're not hyper aware of how it is that you come off. And that's because Libra Venus is very much that. They're aware of how they come off. They want to make people feel comfortable. So, you know, if you're naturally the type of person that is controversial, has controversial takes, Libra Venus will be thrown off a little bit. And like I said previously, like, Libra Venus is a very visual type of lover. They're constantly aware of what message you are sending, you know, non-verbal message you're sending. So they will watch the way that you walk, they'll watch the way you talk, the way you dress, and whether you respect yourself. They're very much aware of that. And they have this big fear, like Capricorn placements and Virgo placements, of being embarrassed by their partner like no other. So although they are social and have no shortage of potential partners, they're also hyper hyper aware of how the world may see you. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they may have hella people on the back burner, but most of those people, they're probably judging them. You know what I mean? They're judging. Libra Venus is judging these people. That's why they're not bringing them to the front burner, you know? Because they're like, I like you back there, but I'll never forget that one thing you did. But I still want you, so I'm going to keep you a little warm in case I need you. You know y'all be doing that. It's a little messy, but you be doing it. And if they're friends and family, if a Libra Venus's friends and family has negative things to say about you, they will take that to heart. You know what I mean? They really, really value the opinions of the people that they care about. They put them on a pedestal, you know? So they will genuinely drop you if their friends don't like you because they're around their friends often. They value their friendship. They value their social circle. Libra Venus also doesn't deal well with conflict or aggressive behavior. They try to steer away from it. Although they're really good at resolving conflict, they want to stay as far from it as possible. And, you know, if you feel the need to be the loudest person in the room and to always make your point and always be right, Libra Venus will get the ick. You know what I mean? They don't like to take risks that much when it comes to partnerships. They can actually be really idealistic when it comes to love. And honestly, what I mean by idealistic is that when it comes to love, they have an idea of what love and relationships are supposed to be like. And if you are outside of that box, they have a hard time understanding how they can make this work. You know, it comes back to that harmony thing. They want things to be easy because, let's be honest, loving a Libra Venus is easy, you know, so they want that back. It's really not that hard to love a Libra Venus, you know, they're just such likable people. But if you tend to make things more difficult and if you like to pick fights, Libra Venus will clock that. They really, really will, because like I said, they just want to take it easy. All right, my Libra Venuses and my Libra Venus lovers, that is the end of the video. If you're a Libra Venus, did any of these points hit for you? Comment it below. I love hearing what you guys have to say. If you're a Libra Venus, comment below with one of the icks. One of the most recent icks that someone give you where you were like, nah, I don't want you no more. I would love to know down below. I'm going to link the socials over here. Give me a follow on any of them if you feel like it. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video. It helps me out a lot. Again, happy Libra season. I love you so, so much. And I'll see you during the podcast. Bye, y'all.